2 Ezra 16 and 21. And it reads, Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach one of Ruel, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow believers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth and risking the online truth at the four corners of the earth. And to the Akwath, listening, learning, sincerity, and truth and in silence, Shalom. Akyam meaning brothers, Akwath meaning sisters, Shalom meaning peace be unto you. This is your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. All right, we'll get right into it. Right, the continued controlled demolition of America the Great, Babylon the Great.
The price of beef is skyrocketing to a record high. And it is a noticeable jump. You've got ground beef above $6 a pound for the first time in history. The government has been following these numbers for a long time, above $6 a pound, up almost 12% from last year. And steaks, you've probably noticed, almost $12 a pound, up about 8%. The American Farm Bureau Federation is saying that there's really...
Yeah, and it's been expensive already. Right, now they're saying it's going to get more expensive. Right, we read the opening scripture. Right, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. Right, 2 Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. Right, victuals, food. Right, them days are over where you five for $1.99. That's over, man. Right, it's going to continue to wax worse. That they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right, people have been settled on their lees. Food's been, affordable, abundance, more than your hearts could wish. Produce bursting out of the shelves, full shelves stocked up. Right, you go in the grocery stores right now. Multiple items are out of stock. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right, and we're in the time where evils are continuing to wax worse on the earth. Right, food insecurity is coming to the West. America the Great, Babylon the Great. Right, food insecurity is coming. People are gonna suffer out here, man. Ezekiel 4. And 17. This goes into the time of the Babylonian captivity. Right? No new thing under the sun. Right? Ezekiel 4 and 17. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Let me read this in the NLT. Ezekiel 4 and 16, NLT. Then he told me, Son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay. Right? Food rationing, food insecurity. That's what's coming. Right? This happened during the siege. This happened during the Babylonian captivity to the Israelites. Right? This is coming to America the Great, Babylon the Great. Right? We're watching an article. Salakia. Right? We're watching an article and they're talking about the price of beef. As a matter of fact, let's go back into that.
Pound up about 8%. The American Farm Bureau Federation saying that there's really strong demand. The Tyson, the meat company, saying it's a challenging beef environment here. So you have noticed, and the government says they expect beef prices to rise, beef and veal prices to rise almost 7% this year.
So why the spike right now, Christine? What's behind this?
You've got smaller herds. You've got fewer family farms. You've got 7% fewer farms since 2017. You've got inflation and high interest rates making a very challenging environment for a lot of these farmers. And then you've got drought in the Midwest and in the plain states that is really, there's less acres to actually be grazing on. So all of that kind of feeding into this for farmers. And so that's really the bottom.
She said less acres for them to be grazing on. Listen, this is all by design. They've at least been telling you from time, oh, we got to reduce the carbon footprint. The cows are hurting the environment. These wicked, diabolical devils, man. Right? Right, but all roads lead to the MOTB. Let's get that one in. Beasts grown. These devils want total control. Joel 1:18, it reads, the seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Yeah, the flocks of sheep are made desolate. Right? The herds of pasture are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Right? This word perplexed. Perplex. Online etymology 1590s. Verb, embarrass, puzzle, bewilder. Fill someone with uncertainty. Evidently a back formation from perplexed, right? Uncertainty, right? It goes on to say here, involved, confused, right? So listen, these devils know what they're doing, right? Controlled demolition, right? But ultimately it's the will of the Lord. Amos 3:7. Let's get that real quick. All right, nothing goes down without the Lord signing off on it, the good and the bad. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Right? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord Yahweh hath not done it? Right? This is the will of the Lord, man. Right? And it's going to continue to wax worse. Right? 2 Ezra 8:50 says, many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the earth in the latter time, because they have walked in great pride. Roughly paraphrasing. It's going to get real dark and scary out here, man. It's going to get real treacherous. Right? It's going to be dog eat dog out here. Right? We're seeing people wax colder and colder. Right? Because everyone's out for themselves, to protect themselves, to protect what they got. Right? When there's limited resources and a lot of people, it gets real violent.
And the government says they expect beef prices to rise, beef and veal prices to rise almost 7% this year.
So why the spike right now, Christine? What's behind this?
You've got smaller herds. You've got fewer family farms. You've got 7% fewer farms since 2017. You've got inflation and high interest rates making a very challenging environment for a lot of these farmers. And then you've got drought in the Midwest and in the plain states that is really, there's less acres to actually be grazing on. So all of that kind of feeding into this for farmers. And so that's really the bottom line there. You've also got a challenging import situation. We're looking at higher border fees for Brazilian beef, and then you've got a ban on imports from Mexican beef because of this weird screw worm that has infected some of those cattle. The price of beef.
Khan, let's close. 2 Ezra 6. Right, we ain't seen no one. Listen, inflation's coming, man. Hyperinflation. We haven't even gone into hyperinflation. Right, we're in a state of inflation right now. where things are becoming more and more unaffordable, and wages haven't changed, right? But when hyperinflation comes, and when that dollar drops, because listen, the dollar is being falsely propped up, and people are distracted and pacified, right? But the dollar is worthless right now, right? The dollar is just paper, fiat currency with writing on it. Right, but we ain't seen hyperinflation yet, man. Second Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right, the food chain is broken, right, and we're seeing that reflect on the store shelves, right. Items out of stock. Right, it says here suddenly. Right, the time gonna come where there's gonna be nothing. There's gonna be runs on. People are gonna realize, hey, we gotta run. We gotta run to Walmart. We gotta run to Walgreens. We gotta get water. We gotta get food. Right. There's a shortage on. Remember during the serpent piss, the run on toilet paper. Right, and that was toilet paper, man. People will delete one another over food to protect their household, man. Right? Brought this out in a lesson a few days ago. Though iniquity shall abound, Matthew 15, around the 15th to 20th verse, somewhere around there. Though iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? The love of many shall wax cold. Right? You're going to that word cold, it's psychos. Right? People out here are going to be psychos, man. We're already seeing it. Every day's judgment. People deleting one another over the bag, money, right? But that's going to turn into people going to delete each other over food, over victuals, over resources, water, right? You got something that they can use for defense, they're gonna delete you for it. Right? But yeah, I pray you're edified. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach one rule well. Shalom to the elect.